core routers in Sector 4 are down.
I can't get this site to load at all.
I apologize for the inconvenience, but
For a few terrifying hours, the world's internet seemed to vanish. Websites froze, apps stopped working, and millions were suddenly offline. Behind the screens, engineers raced to prevent total collapse, stabilizing networks as chaos threatened to spread globally. People refreshed devices, unaware that the digital systems we rely on were moments from disaster. That day revealed how fragile the internet truly is, and how close we came to a global shutdown. The disruption began subtly. A few websites failed to load and some apps refused to refresh. But then, emails froze mid-send, banking apps stopped working, and cloud services began lagging unpredictably. Airports faced delays as check-in systems faltered, while hospitals had to revert to paper logs to track patients. Social media feeds went blank for some users, online streaming services stopped mid-playback, and e-commerce websites failed during high-demand hours.
Don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss any future video.
We like to believe the internet is infinite, unstoppable, and always reliable. In reality, it depends on a complex network of undersea cables, massive data centers, and advanced routing systems that must all work perfectly together. That day proved just how thin the margin of error is. Even global corporations and governments depend on this fragile web. One small failure in routing or servers can cascade into a worldwide outage. While users might see only temporary glitches, engineers face a tense reality. Surprisingly, the crisis didn't start with hackers. Instead, a failure in core routing infrastructure caused devices to struggle finding the correct servers. People could connect to the internet, but requests vanished into a digital void. Imagine knowing the exact location of every building in a city, but losing the map to get there. Engineers immediately recognized the gravity of the issue and began triaging affected systems to prevent further failures. Central to the near collapse was DNS, the domain name system, which translates human-friendly addresses like google.com into IP numbers that computers understand. DNS servers were overwhelmed by millions of simultaneous requests. Traffic rerouted in unexpected ways, slowing connections globally. The world's reliance on DNS was suddenly clear. Without it, the internet cannot function effectively, even if all servers are online. Inside network operation centers, alarms were constant. Engineers monitored spikes in traffic, warning alerts, and system failures across multiple platforms simultaneously. Every decision carried immense weight. One wrong reroute could trigger a cascading outage, impacting millions worldwide. Teams worked in shifts, coordinating manually while backup systems engaged, carefully balancing traffic flow and server loads. For hours, it was a race against time, as every minute counted in preventing a global digital collapse. The internet doesn't fail instantly. It collapses gradually. A small failure shifts traffic to another system, overloading it, which triggers further failures. This domino effect is known as a cascade failure. Critical services, including hospitals, banks, and transportation systems, rely on stable connections. That day, engineers narrowly prevented a cascade from propagating worldwide. Traffic stabilized, but only just. The event highlighted how interconnected and vulnerable our digital infrastructure truly is. From a user perspective, it looked like minor glitches, slow loading pages, or failed app updates. Behind the scenes, engineers were rerouting traffic, manually stabilizing networks, and implementing temporary fixes to prevent further disruption. The average person had no idea the system was moments away from collapse. It was a reminder that most digital services operate invisibly, and their failure would have far-reaching consequences. Airports delayed flights as digital check-in systems failed. Hospitals temporarily relied on pen-and-paper tracking systems to ensure patient safety. Banks froze transactions mid-process, and e-commerce platforms lost millions of dollars in potential sales. Even major news outlets experienced outages in some regions, proving the fragility of our modern, online-dependent world. The Internet survived thanks to three key factors: redundancy in systems, human intervention, and a bit of luck. Backup servers absorbed initial traffic surges, engineers worked tirelessly to stabilize routes, and failures didn't perfectly align to create a total collapse. Systems slowly returned to normal as traffic was rerouted and overloaded servers recovered. Experts later described it as a near miss, a wake-up call highlighting just how little margin exists between normalcy and chaos. The risk remains. As reliance on cloud services increases and fewer companies control more traffic, central points of failure grow. Future outages could impact banking, healthcare, transportation, and communications, potentially creating global disruption. Engineers continue improving redundancy, but no system is infallible. The Internet remains powerful yet fragile, and one mistake or unforeseen failure could have catastrophic consequences. The next time a website fails or an app freezes, remember this incident. It might not be a minor glitch, it could be a system barely holding together. Engineers worked around the clock that day to prevent a collapse, often unnoticed by the public. The event reminds us how much of modern life depends on a hidden, delicate infrastructure. Our connected world is incredibly powerful, but inherently fragile. One network misstep or routing failure can ripple globally, affecting billions of lives. Even with advanced AI, redundancies, and human oversight, the system remains vulnerable. We often take connectivity for granted, yet it's the backbone of commerce, communication, and daily life. Engineers strengthened monitoring, redundancy, and disaster protocols following the near collapse. The event highlighted areas of vulnerability, prompting upgrades to DNS, routing, and backup infrastructure. Awareness of cascading failures became a priority for network architects and cloud providers worldwide. It was a reminder that prevention is always better than reaction in the digital age. New technologies aim to create more resilient networks, with self-healing nodes, AI-driven reroutes, and decentralized systems. Cloud computing and global traffic analysis now anticipate failures before they escalate. Internet providers invest heavily in infrastructure to prevent another near collapse. Awareness of dependency is growing, and businesses are developing contingency plans to protect against outages. Engineers coordinate in network operation centers, analyzing data and manually adjusting traffic flows. AI visualizations predict stress points, helping prevent additional failures. Physical infrastructure, including undersea cables and server farms, is closely monitored in real time. Teams work across continents to ensure stability and prevent simultaneous failures. Critical systems like banking, healthcare, and transportation rely on continuous connectivity. Even minor disruptions ripple across society, highlighting dependency and vulnerability. The near collapse made organizations rethink backup protocols and redundancies. Everyday life, from messaging to commerce, depends on this fragile digital web. That day, multiple failures occurred nearly simultaneously, but redundancy and human intervention prevented a complete collapse. Engineers monitored network traffic continuously, rerouting data and managing server loads. The digital domino effect was narrowly contained, proving both the fragility and resilience of global internet infrastructure. The event became a case study for risk management and disaster preparedness in tech systems. Servers stabilized as backup systems absorbed excess traffic. Engineers worked across time zones to restore full functionality globally. Data centers recovered, and network traffic gradually normalized. Users returned to normal activity, largely unaware of how close the world had come to digital chaos. The incident teaches that the internet is neither infinite nor foolproof. Redundancy, human expertise, and careful planning prevent failures from escalating. Understanding the fragile nature of connectivity encourages better preparedness for businesses and users alike. The day the global internet almost shut down serves as a stark reminder. Our digital world is powerful, indispensable, and just a few failures away from chaos.
Don't forget to subscribe the channel and press the bell icon so that you don't miss any future video.